everybody, this is Angela Bluegrass Bound, and we have a huge elderberry bush on our property. So what I'm going to do is try to experiment and make something with the elderflowers. Today I'm going to make an elderflower cordial, which is basically an infused simple syrup that you infuse with elderflowers and lemon. Some people also add mint. So I'm going to try that. It's going to be kind of a 2-day project. You have to let it sit for multiple hours so it can infuse. But that's what I'm doing today, so it should be fun. So I kind of wanted to give everybody kind of an idea of how big this bush is. If you can see the white flowers, those are the elderflowers, and the bush is just huge. But anyway, so what I wanted to show you was the elderberry plant. And you know, I don't know all the proper terms for the flowers and even the bush. I should probably look that up. But this is the flower. And you can tell that some of the flowers have not bloomed yet, so you've got some little tiny buds that still need to open. The leaves. This is what the leaves look like. Get that up really close. So let's see if I can get a picture of the bark. There we go. So here's a picture of the bark, and you can tell it's a little bumpy, and that so you want to look for the bumpy bark. Also, something to realize is that you do not want, so you don't want the flowers that are pretty much done blooming. The brown ones, you don't want those in there because they're going to be a little bit more, apparently they'll be a little bit more bitter. So this one I won't take because it looks like it's about done. And you do not want the stems or the twigs, so you just want mostly the flowers. You do not eat the stems or the leaves. So important note, do not eat the stems or the leaves. So all I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to trim off the stems. Of course, you want to check for any bugs. I've already kind of shook them and checked them as I was taking them out of my bag, but of course I'll check them again. Get the flowers off by using a fork. So I've got my elderflowers, not elderberries, but my elderflowers. They're all done. And then I've already got the zest off of one lemon, so I'm going to do another lemon. So I just have a little pillar here and just peeling the zest off real quick. The smell is so good. Off of one little itty bitty lime. Cut those up. Just some slices. Doesn't have to be fancy because it's all going to get strained out anyway. I'm going to cut one little lime. Now I'm going to go boil my water real quick. Just dissolving 2 cups of sugar in about 3 cups of water that I brought to a boil. Wait for that to get nice and clear. It's dissolved. I'm going to add 6 teaspoons citric acid. 6 teaspoons of citric acid. You can find that in the canning section of the stores. I actually went into the grocery store and I was in the spot that had like pectin, and it wasn't there. It was actually over by the canning jar, so it's in a different spot. Okay, so this is nice and clear and everything's dissolved. So I'm just going to add my 2 lemons, 1 lime, and the zest off the limes. Off the lemons. Okay, to that, I'm just going to add my elderflowers. The star of the show. Mix that in. So it has been about 48 hours, give or take, since I made this mixture up. Let it sit in a cool place, a cool dark place, and now I'm just going to strain it into this jar. I didn't make very much. A lot of people make a much bigger batch, but I just didn't know what I was doing. I don't even know if I'm going to like it. So I just started with a small amount. And all I'm going to do is carefully dump this into this jar. I just have a strainer to keep all the obviously my hands were washed first. Washed my hands. Strain this in. Some people use a cheesecloth, which would work just fine. I just use a strainer because I think it'd just be easier for me to wash out my strainer than it would be for me to add laundry on to do. So I don't want to wash a cheesecloth. So I'm just going to kind of squish all the lemons and elderflowers down, and that is it. So I have a few little elderflowers that made it through the strainer. Not a big deal. I'll get a spoon and scoop those out. I did make sure my jar was clean. Some people will put them in jars and then put the lid on and basically can it. I didn't do that. I just cleaned my jar really good because it's not very much. If I would have had a bigger amount, totally would have done the whole sanitizing thing, but I just washed my jar out good. So put a lid on it, and it should keep in the refrigerator for quite a while. I forget how long, but it lasts for a while. Do your research before you make anything that you're not going to keep refrigerated. You know, anything you can use with foraging, that type of thing. I'm going to put it in my refrigerator, but from what I've read online, you don't necessarily have to when you first make it. So once you have the cordial made, it's basically however you prefer it. So I've seen that people use like sparkling water. Some people use regular water. Woo! And they will mix it with that. Some people will add sparkling water and a little vodka or gin. It's all based on your taste and your preferences. So I'm just gonna kind of guess. I don't like things super sweet, so I'm gonna go a little bit higher on this water and a little bit lighter on the cordial. That's good, actually. I think, though, surprisingly, I think I need a little bit more cordial. I thought it would taste more like lemonade. It doesn't. It definitely has an elderflower taste to it. It's totally not like lemonade at all. It's good though. I made an elderflower tea, and it reminds me definitely of that. It's very light, kind of crisp. It has the lemon zest to it, but it doesn't taste like a lemonade. It's good. And it wasn't hard to make. So, alright everybody, well that was my Elderflower Cordial. First try ever. It was super simple. Didn't take much work at all. There's not going to be much cleanup, and apparently it stores for quite a while. Because, I mean, there is a lot of sugar in there, so... But it isn't a sweet drink. I thought it would be, but it isn't. It isn't a sweet drink at all. It's good. Alright, everybody. Well, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Thank you.